This is from Vrindavan from India. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srimad Prabhupada, all glories to Maharaj, and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Kamati ki Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Vrindavan from Atlanta.
Hare Krishna Vrindavan Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vardhana Mataji, all glories to Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to introduce themselves?
Mataji, shall I start the recording, Mataji? Otherwise,
Yeah, I think Prabhuji
we can
is
do
on.
introduction.
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Oh, once,
Welcoming all of you to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji. Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 3rd chapter, verse number 13. I'll hand over the call to Sureshwar Sham Prabhuji to give brief introduction of Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Here is a brief introduction about Prabhuji. His Grace Vrindavan Das Prabhuji is a senior disciple of Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhuji is a postgraduate of Commerce and Business Management in India, but he gave up his high-paying job to serve humanity. In his youth, he served in RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad by opening a school for the blind and orphanage and hospitals. Vrindavan Das first came in contact with ISKCON in 1974, and understanding that spreading the true message of Bhagavad Gita is the highest welfare activity. He joined as full-time preacher in 1985. Under the guidance of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he has opened many preaching centers in ISKCON and developed them into successful congregation preaching centers. For over 30 years, he has done many valuable services, including temple president, traveling Sankirtan party leader, head pujari, temple commander, brahmachari training program leader, congregational preaching leader, Padayatra coordinator, spiritual mentor, accountant, etc. At present, he stays with his family in Pune, India. He travels all over the world, America and Europe, for preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think Mataji Prabhuji is on the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna Vrindavan Prabhuji, are you able to hear us, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavats Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
We'll begin with Jai Radha Madhav for 5 minutes and then we'll go on topic. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunathiranamanachaри Yamunathiranamanachaри Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaur Hari Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitascha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees, I'm seeing you after a long time. Can you hear me? Can anybody tell?
Yes, Prabhuji, but your internet seems like little bit weak. Can you please off the video? That might help you, Prabhu.
Oh. I think I know mine would be teasing something. If I turn down, we should have that.
Prabhuji, can you hear us?
That's better. Is it okay now?
Yeah, but looks like your internet is weak, Prabhu. You need to off your video so that we can hear the class nicely.
Oh, so you don't want me to be on the video?
Yeah, maybe it will help for the internet because your internet is weak. Otherwise, we would love to see you.
Still, it's nice. Okay, I can turn it off.
Yeah, that might
But
help
it
you.
should be like only audio, right?
Yeah, it will be audio, but we can hear it clearly, right? Now you are.
That's fine with me. If you're
No,
happy with
ask
it.
if it's okay now because actually we had the VPN on.
My son is assisting me. I don't know anything about
Okay, okay. Now it is okay, Prabhuji. Then let's
Yeah,
continue.
he
Continue.
said he did something that may be clear.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah.
So it's okay?
Yeah, they said it's okay.
Okay,
So-
Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. So reading from Canto 7, chapter 3, and text number 13. Tavasanam Vijagamam Paramaishtam Jagatpate Tavaya Sriya Bhutaya Kshemaya Jayaya Cha. So I'm reading from the screen, so you move the screen and I'll be able to read that. So I don't have to see it, look at the book. Yeah, I'm going to read the translation. O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone, especially the cows and Brahmana. Brahmanical culture and the protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material happiness, opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. Or Prabhupada. In this world, the words Dvijagavan Paramneshtam indicate the most exalted position of the Brahmanas, Brahminical culture, and the cows. In Vedic culture, the welfare of the cows and the welfare of the Brahmanas are essential. Without the proper arrangement for developing Brahminical culture and protecting cows, all the affairs of administration will go to hell. Being afraid that Hiranyakashipu would occupy the post of Brahma, all the demigods were extremely disturbed. Hiranyakashipu was a well-known demon, and the demigods knew that if demons and Rakshasas were to occupy the supreme post, Brahminical culture and protection of cows would come to end. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, the original proprietor of everything is Lord Krishna. Bhuktaram Yajnataputam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. The Lord therefore knows particularly well how to develop the material conditions of the living entities within this material world. In every universe, there is one Brahma engaged on behalf of Lord Krishna, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Mudaya Adi Kavi. The principal creator in each Brahmanda is Lord Brahma, who imparts Vedic knowledge to his disciples and sons. On every planet, the king or supreme controller must be a representative of Brahma. Therefore, if a Rakshasa or demon is situated in Brahma's post, then the entire arrangement of the universe, especially the problems of the Brahminical culture and cows, would be ruined. All the demigods anticipated this danger, and therefore they went to request Lord Brahma to take immediate steps to thwart Hiranyakashipu's plan. In the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma was attacked by two demons, Madhu and Chaitanya, but Krishna saved him. Therefore, Krishna is addressed as Madhu Chaitanya. Now, again, Hiranyakashipu was trying to replace Brahma. The material world is so situated that even the position of Lord Brahma, not to speak of ordinary living entities, is sometimes in danger. Nonetheless, until the time of Hiranyakashipu, no one had tried to replace Lord Brahma. Hiranyakashipu, however, was such a great demon that he maintained his ambition. The word Bhutaye means for increasing opulence, and the word Shreyas refers to ultimately returning home back to Godhead. In spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path of liberation becomes clear, and one is free from material bondage. If one is situated in an opulent position in spiritual advancement, his opulence never decreases. Therefore, such a spiritual benediction is called Bhuti or Vibhuti. Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita, Yat Yat Vibhutimat Sattvam, Namatejo Amsa Sambhavam. If a devotee advances in spiritual consciousness and thus becomes material opulent also, his position is a special gift from the Lord. Such opulence is never to be considered material. At present, especially on this planet Earth, the influence of Lord Brahma has decreased considerably, and the representatives of Hiranyakashipu, the Rakshasas and demons, have taken charge. Therefore, there is no protection of Brahmanical culture and powers, which are the basic prerequisites for all kinds of good fortune. This age is very dangerous because society is being managed by demons and Rakshasas. So this is very important discussion going on here. So here we see all the demigods are praying Lord Brahma not to give strength to Hiranyakashipu, and they can foresee the effects of all that Hiranyakashipu is going to do. Because the tendencies of demons and the tendencies of devatas are already explained in the scriptures. So it's easy for a person who is in knowledge to understand how the person who is not in knowledge, what he will do. Basically, there are two kinds of people. One are interested on spiritual path, which are trying to control their senses and engage them in Krishna service. And the other part is those who are completely, they cannot control their senses and there is no end to their desires. And they are generally called as demons. So, especially when we come into this material world, we come for some desire. But when we come in association with some sadhu, then we understand just simply enjoying our senses is not the only purpose of life. And there is no end to the enjoyment. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Kamarupena Kamteya Vispurana Religion. It is like fire. And if you want to turn off the fire, you cannot put ghee or oil in it. It should stop. So similarly, the indriyas, the senses are already like fire. And if you go on increasing their capacity, and then they will destroy not only you, they will destroy with you everybody. So therefore, Hiranyakashipu is that kind of a person who do not care for any spiritual advancement. He do not care for the laws of God, Dharmam to Sakshat Bhagavad Pranita, and he do not care for any authority. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, these four kinds of people, they do not come to him. Namam Driskutyamo Muda, Sabdante Naradama, Maya Kursutyana, Asuram Bhava Masrita. Those who have this demonic mentality, they don't surrender. In fact, these kinds of people, they become the averse, they become enemies of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. And they want to destroy even Vishnu or Krishna. And they lose all their intelligence because who can kill Krishna? Nobody can kill Krishna. So Krishna can kill everybody. So, but they lose this intelligence and therefore they go on increasing. So sadhus means they are very simple. They just stay in facilities whatever provided by God. And their purpose of life is to become close to Krishna and attain the natural position of serving Krishna in the spiritual world. But averse to that, people who want to make this world as a better world, and they are trying to, they have to, they cannot do that unless they derive the authority of God. So therefore, this tussle or this war or this difference of opinion is since the beginning of creation. So in Satya Yuga, there are only 2-3 demons are there, but it goes on increasing. And as Prabhupada is mentioning at the end of this purport, this Kali Yuga, practically everybody is like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana and Kamsa. Because they don't accept the authority. They like their spiritual life is limited to worshipping demigods for some material benefit. Like Hiranyakashipu is worshipping Brahma and he is pleasing him by doing such a great austerity, even the devotees will not be able to perform. Standing for 80,000 years on one toe And just on live air, there is no flesh remain in body, and all the body is eaten by ants, and there is just live air, and all the just the bones are there. So in this kind of austerity, somebody is doing, but see, no devotee have done this kind of austerity. But still, you can see the purpose behind austerity is to become the Lord or become the controller. Therefore, Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, you cannot understand me by this thing. Naham Veder na tapasa, na danine chetya. So you cannot understand God by learning Veda. You can see the example of Brahmana. He was son of a Brahmana. What to speak of him? He was son of a Brahmana. Here we talk about who is Brahmana and what is the Brahmanical culture and all these things. But Brahmana was the son of a Brahmana, and he knew everything, but still he got illusion. Maya Apurutta Jnana. His knowledge was stolen by Maya, and therefore he stole Sita, Rama's wife, and all the Ramayana happened. And ultimately, he was killed by Ram. So they are not satisfied with whatever they have, but they want to snatch the opulence of the Lord Himself, and to show the world that I am the Lord, not Lord is Lord. I am the Lord, and therefore everybody should go down to me. Practically everybody who comes to this material world, especially we can see in Kali Yuga, so everybody has this aspiration. I want to become the Lord, and I want to make the whole world my servant, and I want to be glorified. I am the only person in this world should be glorified. Nobody should be glorified. Not even God is glorified. Like Hiranyakshipu was telling Prahlad, everybody should glorify me. So that's the position of everybody in this world. Why people are into so many things? Because why they want to get to the number one in whatever in the sports or studies or anything, politics. Why they want to be number one? Because they want to be glorified. And for that glorification, they can do anything. Especially in Kali Yuga, they can even don't care for their life also, which is such a precious human life is given, just to get some number, and which will not be there forever. So this mentality, where it is coming from, this competition. This competition is not with other living entities. This competition is with the Lord, who is always at number one. Nobody can take this number one. So therefore, one who understood philosophically, he is not going to compete in any way with the Lord, because he knows this material nature is so strong. No matter how much, even if you become number one in this world, even if people glorify you, but that's not going to last. So therefore, intelligent person that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Adyantavanta Kvanteya, Naseshu Ramate Buddha. The intelligent people do not take in part, which is Adya and Vanta, Adya Anta. That means which has the beginning and which has the end. The intelligent people, they do not take part in this. They do not take part in the which has a beginning and which has the end. And everything in this world, as Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, yam hi samsparsija bhoga dukkha yoniya evate. Whatever you do in this world, that what does that mean? Anything you do, it may give you some happiness in the beginning, but lasting suffering you have to accept because of that. It may just for the flickering happiness, which also doesn't stay with you for all the time, and that will be miserable for most of the time. And we do not have to go for so long. Just take up our body. Our body is okay, not even today. It's good till like 25, 30. And then as you go on, all the suffering starts coming. And the same thing which has given you happiness, the same thing will give you lasting miseries. So intelligent man, by knowledge he understands and he controls his senses. But demons cannot do that. Demons, they understand, but they want to they want to increase their power of body so that they can go on enjoying. And you can see that is happening in Kali Yuga. You can see people have come up with so many things. It's the mentality of Hiranyakashipu. Now, what is the mentality of Hiranyakashipu? Whatever nature is doing to me, I will overcome the nature and I will show that I am more powerful than the nature. And eventually, I can even be able to cheat God. Now, that's the mentality of Hiranyakashipu. So, today's world is also in the same mentality. You can see so many things. I can give an example. How people are, nature is giving you indications that you have to surrender to God, you have to surrender to Krishna. You can see that it is said in the scriptures that the first sign of your nature is telling you you become serious. What is that sign? Your hairs are becoming white. That's the first sign you get. But what Hiranyakashipu mentality does, you go and buy hair dye and make it black. So you are trying to cheat yourself, not actually Hiranyakashipu was trying to cheat God, but he was cheating himself. Whoever tries to cheat God, he first cheats himself. So that's the first thing is see the your hairs are getting white. So immediately you start applying, hair dye. Then next is your ears. You start losing your hearing capacity. Then what we do, you can go and buy in the market. Now it is a common thing, hearing aids. Then you start losing your eyesight. What we do, we do eye surgery on without glasses. Then you lose your teeth. And what you do, you can buy all 32 brush new, better than what your old one. And then you start losing your bodily strength. Then there are so many things in the market that they give you, that they say that your body will be strong. You can have unlimited sex till the point you die. So many medicines are coming. Why is that? That is Hiranyakashipu mentality. That is denying the nature. That is denying the authority of material nature and trying to search something which will temporarily overcome the nature, but ultimately that nature is going to control you and God is going to get. So just like saying, Hiranyakashipu got so many benedictions from Brahma, but ultimately Krishna kept all those benedictions and killed it. So similarly, you can see scientists are, today's modern world, they're trying to bring so many things, gadgets and so many things that can give you temporary happiness. But in that temporary happiness, we forget our eternal happiness. We forget our knowledge. We get into that aspect of enjoying in this world here and there. And we get so much into that, we forget what is the purpose of life. And our whole business, our whole life comes just temporary, temporary, temporary. And that's the mentality of Hiranyakashipu. And this kind of people, they don't want to do even little tapasya. Actually, it is not in tapasya, it's a
Hare Krishna
natural.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna
Yes.
Prabhuji. Your voice is sometimes good, sometimes is very low. Actually, we can't understand anything. I did not wanted to interrupt you. I thought only me. That's why I did not interrupt. See, Prabhuji, your son is there, right? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. His voice is just it's not static. It's just going up and down. Sometimes
Because
his
of
voice is
internet.
good. He's speaking loud, but it's because of the microphone.
We're
Yeah,
using
can you closer to microphone, Prabhuji? Then it will be good, I think, Prabhu.
I'll change the microphone.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
using the webcam microphone.
Yeah. That will be good, I think, Prabhuji.
I don't avoid to use this because I cannot keep any books in front of me and read them.
It's the only way.
Is it okay now?
Yeah,
No,
it's clear
Yes,
now,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Now it will be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it. Something.
Yeah, it changed.
Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Now perfect. Please continue.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay. So what I was talking about today's world and how everybody is same mentality as Hiranyakashipu to cheat. So therefore, all the demigods and now in Kali Yuga we are all little demons. It will not affect as much. But Hiranyakashipu, whatever his action, that is going to affect the whole Brahmanda. So therefore, all the demigods are worried, and so they are all praying. They are praising Brahma. He said, "You are the on behalf of Lord. you are the protector of Brahmanical culture, and you are the protector of cows. And these two are the signs of religiosity or the signs of dharma. And therefore, even Krishna is called, Go Brahmana Hitayacha. He is the well-wisher, Hitayacha. He always thinks good for cows and Brahmanas. Because the Vedic culture, now Vedic culture means, Veda means knowledge, the culture based on knowledge. So what is that knowledge? Knowledge is I am not this body. And the whole culture based on this knowledge that I am not this body, I am servant of Krishna. So that's the Vedic culture. And what is Avedic is those who act on the bodily platform, that is Avedic. So therefore, those are the demons and asuras. So these people, they are so much on to their bodily concept of life, and they have no inclination to do tapasya in the sense to become self-realized. They can do even little tapasya than what they do, like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, all people, they did so much tapasya. But if they do just little bit of that, and they can become Krishna conscious. But they want to enjoy their senses. In this world, there are so many people are doing so many things, So therefore, the Brahmana, here the demigods are praying to Lord Brahma. And they are saying that, Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone. For what? Why Brahma's position is auspicious? It is especially the cows and Brahmanas. Brahmanas and cows, because their protection is for the protection of religious principle. So cow, as cow is a symbol of dharma, bull is a symbol of dharma, and the Brahmanas, not by birth, immediately when you say Brahmana, especially in India, it is a curse, because they don't know what is Brahmana, who is Brahmana. So when we go to Bhagavad Gita, we can see Krishna who established this Chaturvarna. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. So the Chaturvarna is established on guna and karma, your activities and your qualities of work. So what is that? Shama, dama, tapas, saucha, shantim, arjamam evacha, jnanam, vijnanam, astikyam, brahma, karma, svabhavajam. So Brahma, karma, these are the qualities of Brahmana. And unless these qualities are there in Brahmana, she cannot guide the society. Why Brahmana is considered to be the best among all the society? Because just like the body, head is considered the best, and head is considered to be the most important part. Even though heart is the most important part, but lot of things are given to protect the head. Therefore we can see when you drive bikes and everything, why there are, they have to use helmet and everything, because head is considered to be more important. Even if your heart is leaving and head is gone, your heart is also gone. So of course they are all together, the heart is gone, the head cannot stay, head is gone, heart cannot stay. But still, if you have a heart and no head, then the body cannot function. So therefore, the head is important. Because why the head is important? Because the brain. And why the brain is important? Because there is this brain is the seat of knowledge. So therefore, if you do not have a proper knowledge, then whatever we do in this world is going to take you to the hell, as Prabhupada is explaining in this purport. Because there is no Brahmanical culture, and because if the Brahmanical culture is not there, or if the cow protection is not there, then the society is going to go to the hell. So what is the reason? The reason is Brahmana is supposed to have a knowledge. And therefore, how he gets the knowledge and what knowledge is there. So therefore, these 9 qualities Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. So what is the first quality? He is very peaceful. Shama. Brahmana is very peaceful. He is not disturbed by any circumstances around him. Because if you are disturbed, you cannot take proper decisions. You have to be peaceful to take proper decisions. And therefore, Shama is very important. You have to be always peaceful in no matter. in very provoking situation. That's what Prabhupada writes about a devotee. One who is always peaceful and equal in all, even in provoking condition, he is a Vaishnava. And therefore, he can take proper decisions in life. So therefore, he is peaceful. And how peacefulness can be there? You have to be self-control. You have to control your senses. All the senses are, they should act under you. And normally, people act according to their senses. They see whatever their eyes are saying. They're controlled by their eyes. They're controlled by their ears. They're controlled by their smell. They're controlled by their touch. So these are things which are external, and people are acting. Therefore, they have not controlled their senses. They are acting under the control of senses. So Brahmana is opposite. Brahmana directs eyes what to see. Brahmana directs ears what to hear. Brahmana directs his nose what to smell. Brahmana directs his tongue what to eat. Brahmana directs his body what to touch. So these things, if the body is not trained in higher principle, unless they have a test in higher principle, then they cannot tolerate the lower things. So that is why Brahmana is self-controlled, and he is controlling his senses because of his austerities. Brahmana means austerities. What is austerity? Simple thing, getting up early in the morning, performing religious activities. For devotee, it is chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavatam, like whatever Srila Prabhupada has set the program, attending Mangalarti if possible, then chanting. The most important is chanting in the morning. So this is a tapasya in Kali Yuga. Especially this is not at all tapasya in Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga, everybody chants. So therefore they have a higher religious principle. So in Kali Yuga, sometimes people think that why only Harinam is there. In Satya Yuga, there is a meditation. They can directly, because their heart is so pure, they can directly meditate on the Lord and come close to Lord. But we are not in that position. We cannot think of the Lord. So Hare Krishna mantra brings us to the level of thinking of the God, which Satya Yuga people already have it. So therefore, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is very low in Satya Yuga, is high in Kali Yuga. In Satya Yuga, it is you don't have to tell people that you have to chant. It is by default they do it. And so therefore, in Kali Yuga, you have to convince people to chant. And even after convincing, people don't chant. Even people those who knows the importance of chanting don't chant. So this is how much our mentality is degraded. How much demoniac we have become. How much sense gratification, the temporary gratification we want. So Brahmana has austerity. So what is the austerity? Is to listen to God is austerity. Very difficult to listen to God. Our mind is always telling something. So listen to Bhagavad Gita, listen to Bhagavatam is austerity and follow it. Surrendering everything is very difficult, and the Bhagavad Gita teaches us to do that. So that's very difficult. Going against our desire is austerity in Kali Yuga. Against our desire. Our desire in Kali Yuga is natural. We are all want to enjoy our senses. And austerity means controlling the senses, and people around are not doing it. So we also feel it is common that if I don't do it, so therefore that is an austerity. We have to do what general people are not doing. Understanding the purpose of life and knowledge about life and knowledge about this material nature, how we cannot control the material nature. Demons try to do that. That's why we have this example of Hiranyakashipu. They are trying to control the material nature, but they cannot control. So better you surrender to the nature and become humble. So that requires an austerity. Not to be provoked by material nature, not to be provoked by sense gratification, and that's require austerity. And that austerity will bring us to the next level, purity. Purity in the heart and also in our habits. So how purity is, purity of consciousness is most important. If our consciousness is pure, then everything automatically becomes pure. So, Shamodama Tapa Saucha, the purity, and that also I think called cleanliness. So Saucha is also cleanliness. So purity comes by chanting Hare Krishna, internal purity, and external purity is by taking bath. So Brahmana is supposed to take at least 3 baths in a day, because this body gets so dirty. And therefore, and also the body becomes lethargic. So by taking bath, your body becomes fresh, and whatever you do, it keeps you fresh. So by purity of the body, by taking bath, and purity of the consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that is how we keep the purity. And then you tolerate. So there are so many provocations, so many allurements are there. Because you have got a higher test, you can tolerate. And we can tolerate, like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that this world is full of miseries. So the Brahmana never complains about miseries. He knows how to overcome the miseries. As it is said that you cannot control the circumstances, but you cannot change the circumstances, but you can change your consciousness. Material nature is not going to change. Material nature is to teach us we are not the controller, and material nature is going to make us miserable. So devotee, he tolerates the miseries, and he is fixed in his sadhana. No matter what happens, he is fixed in his sadhana. He's fixed in his spiritual life. No matter what changes happen in his life, because body is temporary, so whatever happening with body is also temporary. And we are soul is eternal. So spiritual life or spiritual practice is eternal, because it is meant for the soul. So no matter what is happening in our life, Brahmana do not change. He is tolerant. He practices his spiritual commitments, whatever he has, no matter what kind of life he's getting around him. And the next is honesty. Brahmana is honest. And what does honesty means? It is not that what people think in this word is honesty. Honesty of a Brahmana is he lives according to the scriptures. He lives to please Krishna. This honesty is not like a morality. People are moral in this world, and this morality changes according to such situation, according to country, according to time, place, and circumstances. But honesty doesn't change. Honest means he's honest to God, and he is following the laws of God. It may look that he is immoral sometimes. Yudhishthira is speaking lie, and Karna is cheating and killing. Arjuna is killing Karna by cheating, killing Bhishma by cheating. But that is, it may look like immoral, but that's honest to Krishna, honest to Dharma. So we should not mix with Brahmana's honesty and morality. So that's the honesty is there. Of course, he's moral. Morality it comes under honesty, but it is not separate. Honesty is he is very honest to the Lord. And why is that? Because he has a knowledge. What is the knowledge? As Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Kshetra Kshetrajna Jnana. What is knowledge? Knowledge means to know the difference between spirit and matter. That's knowledge. And unless you know the knowledge about spirit, you cannot understand how matter works. And only material knowledge, which is given in today's schools and colleges, that's why people are becoming, the young boys are becoming agnostic, atheist, and they have some belief but have no faith. So why is that? Because they are not taking seriously the knowledge of the scriptures, and they are just interested in knowledge in the books, or whatever happened in nowadays. You can see all these knowledge through videos or Google search and all these things. People think that's the knowledge, but that's not the knowledge. So real knowledge is knowledge of the spirit. And that, unless you know that will not teach you, the material knowledge will not be a complete. So material half knowledge is dangerous. So material knowledge is just a half knowledge. And therefore, you see big demons Even after PhD, what did they do? They do the work which will destroy the populace. They destroy the generations. That's why people are doing with all their big degrees and big knowledge. What they're trying to do? They're trying to destroy their life and also destroy others' life also. So unless the knowledge, material knowledge, is accompanied with spiritual knowledge, that makes the knowledge complete. And Brahmana has both the knowledge. Previous day also the Brahmanas were knowing so many other things that, and then they are spirit soul. They had Jyotisha, they had medicine, and they had so many other branches, Vastu Shastra. They are all Brahmanas, but they had all the, they know architect, they know medicine, they know engineering, but they were complete knowledge because they had the knowledge of spirit soul also. So therefore, their knowledge was used for serving the humanity in spiritual way, not the exploiting way. So that's the Brahmana, that's the knowledge. And wisdom means a practical application of that knowledge. So unless jnanam, vijnanam, only the knowledge is there. If you do not apply, that knowledge is useless. That knowledge is not useless. Knowledge is useless. So Brahmana is the one who has the knowledge and he applies that knowledge. And he is very religiousness. He has complete faith in the Lord. He has complete faith in the Lord. And therefore, one who has these 9 qualities is called as a Brahmana. So then we go, and then another, in one more, Prahlad, Bhishma, sorry, not Bhishma, the Vrishabdev, in Canto 5, in Chapter 5, the law teachings of Vrishabdev, we can see he is explaining the qualities of Brahmana. I'm not going to read the sloka because it is very big and the translation is also big. So we will just go. He's talking about Brahmanical culture here. The Vedas are my eternal transcendental sound incarnation. Therefore, the Vedas are Shabda Brahman. In this word, the Brahmanas thoroughly study all the Vedas. See, this is what duty of a Brahmana. Now we saw the quality of a Brahmana. Now the duty of a Brahmana, they have to study the Vedas and they should know the conclusion of Vedas. And because they assimilate the Vedic conclusion, they are also to be considered the Vedas personified. So there is no difference between Brahmana and Vedas. As we know, there is a book Bhagavat and there is a person Bhagavat. So person Bhagavat will teach us how to practice Bhagavatam in own life. And that's therefore Brahmana is Veda personified. The Brahmanas are situated in the supreme transcendental mode of nature, Sattva Guna. So Brahmana has to be in Sattva Guna. Therefore, the food he eats, the habits he has to be all at least in Sattva Guna. Because the nature of Sattva Guna is you get further enlightenment. So in the mode of passion and ignorance, you are not attracted to spiritual life. You are not attracted to good habits. You are not attracted to good thinking or good consciousness. So Brahmana has to be always in the mode of goodness. And it's a matter of practice. So if he becomes in the mode of goodness, then he becomes, he's not lethargic. He knows what is the commitment of life and he practices that. So therefore, he is always situated in Sattva Guna. His food is Sattva Guna. His habits are Sattva Guna. His movements are Sattva Guna. Everything is very pious. And because of this, they are fixed in mind control, Shama. So these are again qualities explained by Vrishabdev, which are mostly similar to Bhagavad Gita. But there are some more also. So mind control, why they can control the mind? Because they are following the scripture. See, mind has to listen to somebody, either to God or to yourself. So if the person who is not in knowledge, the mind, he listens to his senses. And senses drag him to all these miseries in this world. So intelligent person understands, I don't have to listen to my senses. I have listened 8,400,000 species of life. I have listened to my mind and that's why I'm suffering. Now this one human life, I can do little austerity and get knowledge from the scriptures and I will listen to the Lord. And there only mind, can be controlled if some superior authority than mind, which is Krishna, that we take knowledge from him and we take instruction from him, then only we can control the mind. Then the mind control, sama, sense control. If you control the mind, automatically you start controlling the senses. And truthfulness, satya. What is truth? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamai Vaishyashi Satyam Te. So whatever Krishna is speaking, that is truth. So he speaks truth, that means always related to the scripture. And therefore he is called Satyavadi. Brahmana is also called Satyavadi. So therefore he always speaks the truth because he is speaking from the scriptures, which he has realized or experienced. They describe the Vedas in their original sense, and out of mercy, anugraha, they preach the purpose of the Vedas to all conditioned souls. So this is another quality of Brahmana which is not there in Bhagavad Gita. Here he said Brahmana means his duty is to preach, because Brahmanas, they are the guide of the society, and unless they preach, their knowledge is useless. So therefore, Brahmanas, because they have realized, they are supposed to preach. They practice penance, tapasya, and tolerance. So as we have discussed these two things, they practice tapasya, that is, and tolerance, and they realize the position of the living entity and the Supreme Lord. So they have anubhava, that is experience or sakshatkar. So they have realized the position of the Lord, and they have realized their position as the servant of the Lord, and they have experienced that. And that experience they can relate to all the people of the world to help them. These are the 8 qualifications of Brahmanas. Therefore, among all living entities, no one is superior to Brahmanas. So this Vrishabdev also is telling the same thing, that Brahmanas are considered to be the superior. And then we come to the cows. Now, cows are essential for Brahmanical culture, because cows symbolizes dharma, and see, even Krishna loves cows, go Brahmana hitaya, because they give you the food which is all healthy, and everything coming from cow is pure. And therefore, you see, even Krishna, how the cow is the only animal, or living entity. Even his stool and urine and blood, is all used for human being or anybody. It's so pure. So because all the devatas are sitting in cow's body, now people say, where are these 33 crores of devatas? You cannot see them, but we can see the effect. Whatever comes out of cow's body is all pure. Even urine, even stool, and the blood transferred into milk. All these 3 things are essential for humanity. And therefore, that Krishna, he names himself as Gopal, and he becomes as Gopal. He likes to be with the cows, and he names the hill Govardhan. Go is it's cow, and he names his planet as Golok. Where the cows are prominent. Krishna don't think he is prominent. He gives such importance to the cows. So therefore, the in Abhishek we use Panchagavya, that is milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and urine. And the Lord is bathed, in that. So it is not just a ritual. Even you see, even the scriptures in the Bhagavatam also explains that when Yashoda, when she heard that Putana has, killed by Krishna, and she is thinking, this is because my son, because I worship Vishnu, because I worship Narayan, therefore my son, even though he is a small boy. And he thought, because my boy has touched inauspicious, a demon, because she don't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For her, Krishna is her son, and that's motherly love. And what she does, you see, that's a beautiful sloka. I say, Yashoda Rohinibhyam tam samam chalasam sarvataha rakshat vidadhire Samyak Gopucha Brahmanadibi. So what does they do? See, Gopucha Brahmanadibi. Gopucha, the tail of the switch of the bottom part of the cow, they touch it to the body of cow, the body of Krishna. That is considered auspicious, and that is considered that derives all the inauspiciousness. And therefore, you can see that Gopuchas Brahmanadibi. What did Yashoda and Rohini did to Krishna? They immediately got them from Putana's body, and he came crawling and immediately picked them up. They brought them to Goshala, and they started cleaning. They started touching it with a cow switch, like the tail of a cow, to make his body purify. And what did they do? Gomutrena stapavitva. They cleaned thoroughly with cow dung. They cleaned Krishna cleanly with the cow dung and washed it with the cow urine. Can you imagine? If you tell that to a modern boy or girl, this is how you take a bath, what they will think. Now here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, he is taking bath. He is not using any modern soap, or he is not using any liquid soap. What is he using as a soap? Is cow dung. And what is he using to take a bath? He is using cow urine. And that is how Krishna takes bath. That is how Krishna is so important. And even it is Ayurvedically or medically proven, these are good things for your bath. And then Krishna applies the dust coming from the hoofs of cows when they walk on their body to clean the body. So these are the three things Yashoda and Rohini are using to clean the Krishna's body. So much importance is given to the cows. So previously, the richness was counted at how many cows you have. Like Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows. Just imagine. And anything you give to Brahmana, what they will give? Salankruta. Means decorated with gold and silver and all the ornaments. They will give a cow to a Brahmana, because that was considered to be the highest gift, to give cow to somebody. So that's a Brahmana. They know the importance of cow, and because they know the importance of cow culture, so therefore Brahmanas are given. And also the Brahmanas are protected. Krushi, Goraksha, Vanijya. See, the Krushi, Goraksha and Vanijya, these are the qualities of Vaishya. So Vaishyas, the business people or mercantile people, they are supposed to take care of cows, Goraksha, and Krushi, agriculture. Now, agriculture is completely depending on cows, because previously, before even the modern science came, the only fertilizer was cow urine and cow dung. That's the only fertilizer they had. There was nothing else. So Goraksha and Krushi, they go together, and Vanijya. So whatever you grow, you sell. There is nothing else. So, and whatever you get from the earth, like gold and all these things. So all these three things are done by Vaishya, or mercantile, or business people. So you can see, again, the cow is important there. Cow, earth. So therefore, cow and earth both are considered as a mother. Cow is also considered one of our mother, because we drink mother's milk when we are small, probably 1, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever that is. But rest of the life, you drink cow's milk. So therefore, cow is also considered as mother. So therefore, these Brahmana and cow are very, very important part of the society. Not only important, the topmost part of the society. And demons know, if you attack these two things, then the culture is lost. And then they can rule the culture. They can control the culture. We can see that in historical aspect of our modern world, how that Hiranyakashipu mentality was done in practically in India before the invaders came, like Muhammad Ghori or Aurangzeb or Afzal Khan, or Britishers came. What was the culture? Even when they came, this was the culture. And therefore, you can see what the Muslims did. They attacked the temples. Alauddin Khilji, he burned the whole. It is said that Nalanda University, the scriptures, many times people ask, where is the Vyasdeva original script? Where is this script? Where is that script? This is all burned by this Alauddin Khilji in Nalanda University. It was burning for 1 month. Just imagine how many Vedas and all the knowledge is burnt. Why? Because they want to control the society. They don't want, if people take education, they will not become their subservient. They will not listen to them because they have higher, superior knowledge. So therefore, they destroy. And that's what Britishers did. What they did, first thing they did is destroy our gurukuls. There were 800,000 gurukuls in India before Britishers came. And what was knowledge was given? The knowledge of Vedic scripture was given. Gita, Bhagavat, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these Vedic scripture were taught in the gurukuls. Along with astrology, along with all other subjects, astrology, engineering, or medicine, along with all other subjects, this main thing was given. So Britishers came to know that if they understood this is the backbone of India, and therefore they destroyed. There was not a single slaughterhouse in whole India, but Britishers bought the cows. They started killing the cows, and therefore they destroyed these two things. And we can see what therefore Krishna says in one of the verses: if these two things are lost, hellish life will come. So we can see people in Kali Yuga are living the hellish life. They think misery is to be happiness. And why is that? Because they have lost the intelligence. They don't even know what is real happiness, because they have no respect for the Brahmanas. They have no respect for the cows. So therefore, all the demigods are praying to Brahma. If you allow this Hiranyakashipu to become powerful, he'll become so demoniac that he will destroy all the cows and Brahmana, which is the basic of knowledge and health in this material world. So I would like to stop here. It's exactly, I spoke for almost an hour. So I'll leave 5 minutes for question answers if anybody has any questions. I hope you could hear properly. I'm sorry, I'm not a techie.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, it was very much audible.
Now I cannot hear you properly. Probably you're far away.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for wonderful class, Prabhu. Yeah, initially we had little issue, but later it was good, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It's a wonderful class. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
If anybody have any questions or realizations, please go ahead. Right.
Is Shamgauri Mataji is on this meeting? I don't think so. She's in India.
Yeah, she is in India, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
She's there, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Oh, she's there. I know she's not going to miss. I can see. Dandavat Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Haribol, Haribol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
I know you're not going to miss. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Yes. Any questions?
Yeah, Anita Mataji, please go ahead with your question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for very nice nectarian class. You very beautifully explained about the Brahmanas, the importance of the Brahmanas, their qualities, which was explained in Bhagavad Gita. And lastly, you were saying that the the British, they burnt all our Vedas, right? Can you give more information on that?
Excuse me, what is that?
Can you give more information on that, Prabhuji?
Yes. What happened when Alauddin Khilji, he attacked India. So Nalanda University has many spiritual books of all, even Jainism, Buddhism, and Hinduism, many. And he burnt all the scriptures. So therefore, we do not have any original, original Ramayana, original Mahabharata written by Vyasa, Valmiki, or coming down in disciplic succession written by hand. It is said that the library of Nalanda was burning for 1 whole month. It was such a big university and such a knowledge. All world is to come to get the spiritual knowledge to India. And that is what destroyed. When Britishers came, the knowledge came in disciplic succession. Even though the books were lost, the people who has knowledge, memorized all these slokas, they were not lost. So they arranged one English author, his name is Max Muller, to write on the Vedas. And what did he do? He wrote the Vedas in a completely different way. He started telling them it's a mythology, and we learned it as a history. So when you say mythology, you don't believe in whatever is there because it is all fiction. So in this way, Britishers, they destroyed all our Vedic knowledge and they started giving this material knowledge, showing their advancement. They got the railways, they got the telephone, they got they made the roads and they got airplanes. All these things, material things, they started showing to us. And we thought, even Indians, they started thinking this is an advancement. And they forgot that spiritual life, going back home, back to Godhead, is advancement. And we got attracted to these Britishers, and Indians have forgotten their own knowledge. That is what I meant to say. Okay? Max Muller wrote all the Vedas, and we forgot all our Vedas written by our acharyas. You know?
Yes, Prabhuji. So the Vedas which we are reading present is has been come from the disciplic succession by all the acharyas. Right?
Yes.
So
that's why we can, that's the beauty of Prabhupada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. But means the Ramayana and the Mahabharata also we say that Vedavyas has written, but now which we are reading is come from the acharyas. That's what you meant to say, right?
Yes, that is true.
But following Vedavyas commentary.
Excuse me, following?
Following Vedavyas commentary, our acharyas have written. That's
Yes,
what you meant.
it's coming from Vedavyasa. You know, in our parampara, it is coming through Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya has again written Mahabharata and also all these scriptures. You know, all these things are coming through Madhvacharya. You know, his writings are available. You know, you can see them, and his disciples are continuing to have that. So this is how this disciplic succession has come. You know. And therefore, see, the thing is, disciplic succession, it doesn't teach you anything blindly. You can read it and you can see it in front of your eyes. You know, it is not just some things you can see, and by seeing those things, you can develop the faith which you cannot see. Understand? Like if you understand Bhagavad Gita, gives you logical knowledge. And with that, that brings you to the level of faith. And with faith, you can understand spiritual knowledge, because spiritual knowledge is very subtle. You know, it doesn't work the way we think the matter works. You know, spiritual knowledge is very subtle. It has very subtle implications. And that you can understand only with faith. And Bhagavad Gita can bring you to that level of faith. And then you can understand Mahabharata, Ramayana, or even the Vedas and Bhagavatam. So many things, you know, which are explained in like Kailash mountain, or 80,000 miles big tree under which Shiva is staying. That's impossible to even imagination for materialistic people. But if you understand the potency of spirit and understand the power of Krishna, you know, and his devotees, then we can understand these things with faith. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, understood. My one more follow-up question. Do you have time, Prabhuji? Can I ask? Can I ask one more question, Prabhuji? Do you have time?
Sure. If nobody has any other questions, I can.
Okay. So meanwhile, other devotees, if they have questions, they can raise their hands. So I'll just go ahead with my question. So, Prabhuji, just now you were saying that one who is having faith, they will take up to this devotional process. And also, you said that the British who wrote all the Vedas, they thought these are the fiction. But even nowadays, we see this Kali Yuga people, when we go and tell them that all this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything is real, they don't take it up, Prabhuji. So we say that the soul is having that tendency, means the Krishna conscious tendency is there inbuilt in the soul.
Yes.
But it's only the time that they are not getting it to revive it. So in that case, then how can they revive it, Prabhuji? So is it that they should have that Sukriti or something like that?
Yes.
So that's
See, if you read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said that Manushanam Sahastreshu Kaschidhyate Siddhaya. Krishna has given you calculation of your effect of your preaching. If you tell 1,000 people, one may hear. Okay, that we have to understand. It is not that everybody is going to say yes to you. Most of the people you will meet, they will say no to you. Understand? But that's the nature of a Vaishnava. That's the compassion of a Vaishnava. Even if somebody is saying no, he's trying to make them, give them prasad or give them some book or, give them their association and living exchanges so that they can appreciate what they are listening. So these are the many things Prabhupada showed in his life. And we can see in today's Prabhupada followers' life how different people are preaching in different ways, in different circumstances. So it depends upon to whom you are preaching, to whom you are talking. But also, this is the month of book distribution. We can see people, we're distributing millions of books all over the world. Till now, we have distributed in 50 years of ISKCON, we have distributed millions of books, and we can see millions of people have taken up chanting, So effect is there. And people practiced it and they are experiencing and people have given their life to this movement. So this method works. But there are some people, probably the people who have come to ISKCON are probably even 2% of the whole efforts that is put by ISKCON by distributing books and distributing prasadam and preachings and programs. Correct? But whoever, we just give the facility as a representative of Krishna, as a representative of our spiritual master, and whoever is there, they will take it. And we do not know who is mature, who is not mature, and who is Jagai Magai, and who is a half-finished yogi from last life. We don't know. We just go to everybody, whether it is Jagai Magai or somebody's bhakti is left from last life and continuing this life. We don't know anybody, but Krishna knows, and he takes you properly to different kinds of people. So we just act as a servant of Krishna and we distribute books to everybody. We do not discriminate. And then they will pick up from wherever they are. If they are Jagai Magai, that's okay. Everybody is Jagai Magai in Kali Yuga. And if they are like a fallen yogi from last life, that is okay. They will continue their life. So our duty is to find the ways to preach. And it is the first thing about devotee is they don't get disappointed if nobody is listening. Now we have so much of experience. Whole day we distributed whole books standing in the sun, but nobody bought it. But in the evening, some bus will come and they'll take all the books. So that is there. So that you cannot. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
But no, Karmanyevadikaraste. It is our duty to distribute books, and Krishna will make arrangement whoever he wants to give it to. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for wonderful answer, Prabhu. Thank you for your question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Does
Hare.
anybody wants to ask any questions or they would like to share anything?
Any comments? Anything I missed? Anything I
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. Sushilpa Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you for giving the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Very beautiful class and very knowledgeable and
Hare.
so detailed class. So many misconceptions on Brahmanas when given that tag of Brahmana through birth versus Brahmana in behavior. And then cows, also importance of cows and how the cows have to be treated. I like the detailed explanation of Brahmanas and cows because thank you, Prabhuji. Because Krishna protects Brahmanas and cows,
Yes.
and we have to serve the Brahmanas and cows, which Krishna protects. So, Prabhuji, please pardon my ignorance to my level of consciousness. I'm just trying to understand. With your explanation you gave, how should a Brahmana be, or who is called a Brahmana, or what are the different. He follows these, he follows that, and he uses these senses for them, and so forth. So, so anybody in this Kali Yuga now, in this stage of my generation or future generation, one first question is, if anybody follows, should should everybody follow those steps and procedures that you just explained to be called as a Brahmana? Because Brahmana itself is the highest perfection
Yes.
of life, right?
Yeah.
So
So
in
I
this
understood you.
Kalima, with work and everything, I know Shastra gives exceptions, and Krishna sees the heart, intention, but to that level of perfection, because Brahmanas are the first ones to,
Yes.
become.
See, actually, in Kali Yuga, we are going against the wave. Kali Yuga is Kalo Shudra Sambhava. So Kali Yuga is full, is prominent by Shudra. So what does Shudra mean? Shudra means one who works for his body. They do not have higher intelligence. They just they are interested in some kind of working, and whatever they get, they just enjoy. They do not have spiritual knowledge. They may be, other knowledge is there, but they are not much interested in spiritual life. That's called Shudra. Shudra basically, and so they are kind of they have so many sense gratifying knowledge is there. That's basically Shudra in Kali Yuga. So yes, therefore Prabhupada says, our movement is to make Brahmanas. So therefore, you see, Prabhupada, how he could do it. When he went to America, nobody knew who Krishna was, who cow was. Can you imagine people who were killing cows started worshipping cows? What a transformation. People who do not know anything about Vedas, they become, so prolific, or they become so expert in Vedas. Now they are preaching all over the world. So Prabhupada, that's why revolutionized the whole Brahmanical culture, which is not possible in Kali Yuga, but still he made it because it was the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It will be available. So we are fortunate to have that kind of a culture even in Kali Yuga. So it is our, we should have that same kind of a mode of Prabhupada and give it to as many people as we can, and to bring them to the Brahmanical level. So Prabhupada says, even if you get like a few percentage of Brahmanical people, it will change the history of the whole world. And we can see the effect in last 50 years of ISKCON, how not only devotees are increased in millions, but we can see the side effects. Ayurveda is becoming famous, yoga is becoming famous, astrology is becoming famous, organic food is becoming famous, people are becoming vegetarians. This is also the changing the nature, changing the consciousness of the world. They are not directly devotees, but following that will also bring them, eventually to become the devotees. So that is the effect of Brahmana. One Brahmana, from Vrindavan, Vaishnava is a Brahmana. He came to America and he changed the whole course of the world. So it is possible if we take it by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So,
Hare
and it's one step at a time, like spreading the word and preaching, and
Yes.
ultimately there would be.
First, we should try to also practice whatever you can.
Right.
Okay.
And one step at a time, not to the right, Prabhuji. The way you explain the Brahmana should be like 3 times bath and so forth. So
Yes.
one step at a time, with
Yeah.
one time bath, and then later on something like that. I know I took a bodily example, but okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Hare Hare. I don't know how long this class goes. I don't have any problem, but I have next class at 8, but we can, there's no problem.
Mataji? Yeah, Mataji. So we can end the call, Mataji. So no, I
Yes.
think no. Yeah. Thank you so much for wonderful
Thank
class.
you. Thank you. You should thank Shyam Gauri Mataji.
Yeah.
She's my savior.
Yeah, you came after a
She
long
engages
time.
me. She engages me in seva.
Yeah,
So thank you so much, Shyam Gauri Mataji. And thank you for thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening class, and we'll look forward for your association again and again in the future, Prabhu. Please
Hare
please
Krishna.
come oftenly, Prabhu. You came after a long time.
Yes,
Seriously.
I know. I promised Shamgauri Mataji before I left US, but I could not keep my promise. So many things come up in India, and I'm not a technological person, so unless somebody helps me, I cannot come and do these things. So I'm sorry.
No problem, Prabhuji. Whenever you
Okay.
can, please come, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare
Let us
Krishna.
pay obeisances to Prabhuji and
Vancha
all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanaṁ
Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki
Srila
jai,
Prabhupada.
His Grace Vrindavan Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Sangha Japa Conference ki jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone.